Okay, so this is my Dartfish research question presentation. I'm going to be taking a trained golfer swing and comparing it to a non-trained golfer swing. So here's a little bit of an introduction first. So the main variable we're going to be looking at here is the angle of lag in the two different golf swings. And so the angle of lag is usually measured between the club and the player's left arm during the downswing. And the greatest angle of lag should occur right before impact in order to maximize your distance, your quality of strike, and your accuracy. So, in other terms, the angle of lag in a golf swing is a vital component of being able to hit a good golf shot. Um, Here's a little bit of why is lag so important. So, if you look at every long hitter in golf today, most of them will have a great angle of lag in his or her downswing. The reason that lag is so important is because it increases the speed of the club through the impact zone, and it does this because the club shaft is actually designed to flex and lag behind the golfer, and what this does is it multiplies the speed of the swing with less effort. And so by being able to produce a faster swing speed and a faster ball speed, it leads to you being able to hit it a longer distance. And as you can see here, this hitter is able to hold a great deal of lag through his entire golf swing. So here's my study. So the question that I asked was, in the golf swing, how does the angle of lag affect the quality of strike placed on the golf ball? And so the variables to be measured are the angle of club right before impact, also known as the angle of lag, the quality of strike placed on the golf ball, or the location that the golfer hits on the club face, the total distance of the golf shot, and the accuracy of the golf shot. And like I said before, my study is going to compare a trained subject swings to a non-trained subject swing, and we're going to explain how the differences in their lag angles affect each of these variables listed. So the subjects here, subject A is a trained male, age 19. He's played golf now for about 6 years, and he currently competes at the JUCO level, and he's actually won 2 tournaments this year, so you can say that he's swinging very well, or that his swing is in form. And subject B here is a 20-year-old female. She could be classified as a complete beginner, and because she has little to no experience in hitting golf balls before. So as for the methods, so each subject was instructed to hit 10 golf balls while being recorded with the Dartfish Express mobile software for iPhone. On one side of the golf balls, I marked them with an expo marker so that when they hit the ball, you could see on the club face where impact was. And after each shot, we recorded where the quality of strike, so where it was hit on the club face, the total distance in yards, and the accuracy, so yards left or right of the target they were aiming at. And after these variables were measured, I conducted a video analysis of each of the 10 swings to record their lag angles. So here are the results for subject A's strike location, and this is the trained subject. So as we can see here, his strike locations aren't wide, like they're not spread out over the club face. They're kind of all hanging around the middle. I mean, we have a few, like here on number 8, it's a little lower than the rest, but for the most part, he keeps them in a nice tight group. And we'll be coming back to look at these a little bit later. And these are the results for subject B, the non-trained subject. So as you can see here, her strike locations are a little bit all over the place. Even here on the first one, completely missed the club face. So, like I said, we'll be coming back to look at these. So here is the 2 tables for each subject. Subject A, the trained subject here, is here in this orange color, and subject B is down here in the black color. So I did a video analysis of each swing, and measured their lag angles in approximately the same spot in their swing. So, to highlight a few here, I think swing 7 for the trained subject was the best lag angle that he got. It was 116.9 degrees. He hit it about 295 yards, and it was about 8 yards to the left of his target. So it's still a fairly decent golf shot here. His worst lag angle was the second swing. It was an angle of 138.1 degrees. And it was one of his, I wouldn't say it's his worst golf shot, but it was definitely one of the worst ones that he hit. It only went 265 yards, and it was 15 yards left of his target. So not an ideal golf shot here. So the average lag angle that subject A had after these 10 shots was 124.7 degrees of lag, which is a fairly decent amount of lag. I mean, there's some room for improvement there, but fairly decent, like I said before. If we look at subject B down here, so if we take a look at swing 4, she actually reached a lag angle of only 109.3 degrees, which is actually lower than the trained individual up here. But ironically, it was not her best shot at all. It was probably one of her worst shots. It only went 60 yards, and it went 20 yards right of target, so not even close of where she was aiming. And if we take a look, if we go back here, like I said, we can look at number 4. So this one right here, she kind of hit it on the toe end here, which basically means her ball went way to the left. It hooked over 20 yards. So if she would have hit it more right here in the middle, we would have probably seen a much different result. And then if we look at her worst lag angle, was swing 3, which was 142.9 degrees of lag, which is significantly less than swing 4, and it went further. So 80 yards total and 20 yards to the left. And as we can see here, swing 3, she hit it much better on the face. It was a little bit high, but a much better location, which gave her that 20 yards extra. So subject B's average lag angle was 130.8 degrees. So all in all, comparing the averages here, it's only about 6 degrees difference in lag angles. But as you can see from the results here, the distances are extremely different, and their misses are extremely different. So let's go ahead and look at their 2 best swings here. Before we look at their swings, so on the table, swing 9 was the best swing for subject A. He reached a lag angle of 118.2, which is still really good. He hit it, it probably was over about 300 yards. We just estimated 300 yards. And then it only went 2 yards left of his target, so almost a perfect golf shot. The best swing for subject B, distance-wise, was swing 10. She hit it 105 yards and only 15 yards left. I mean, that's still off by a lot, but if you take a look at her other misses, that was by far one of the best ones. And then we'll also need to go look at swing 7, where subject B only hit it 10 yards, but it was 1 yard left of target. Well, that's because the ball didn't get off the ground. It rolled the entire way. And if we go back here and look at swing 7, as you can see, she hit the ball on the bottom of the club, which sent the ball directly into the ground. It had no chance of getting into the air whatsoever. So let's look at their swings right now. So this is subject A over here on the left. As you can see, this was swing 9, so his best swing, over 300 yards and only 2 yards off of target, reaching a lag angle of 118.2 degrees. And then if we look over here at subject B, was her best golf shot, reaching 105 yards, and she has a lag angle of 132.6. So, as you can see here, there's also some major differences in having 6 years of golf experience as, having none or little to. So, to summarize everything up, The original question I asked was, in the golf swing, how does the angle of lag affect the quality of strike placed on the golf ball? So by performing this study, I have came to the conclusion that the angle of lag in a swing and the quality of strike are practically independent of each other. Or in other terms, they don't rely upon each other. You can have a good lag angle, and that does not always guarantee you're going to have a great quality of strike. Also, you can have a great quality of strike, but it doesn't mean you're going to have a good lag angle. So what this study did prove was that by being able to combine a decent lag angle with a good quality strike, it will lead to a good golf shot. You can't have one without the other. So, like I said before, swing 7, she had a decent lag angle. I think it was, let's go back here. Swing 7, 135.2, so not that far off from her average, but her quality of strike was extremely poor on the bottom of the club. So the ball had no chance of going anywhere. And then if we look like swing 10 here, lag angle of 132.6, it's only 3 degrees off of 7, but it went 95 yards more. So we look at swing 10, it's because she had a much greater quality of strike closer to the middle of the club, which gave the ball a chance to go further. So in conclusion here, obviously there's a lot more variables that go in that you have to account for when in a golf swing, like things like timing, experience, people's flexibility, things like that. Their hand-eye coordination plays a great deal into it. But for the two variables that I was looking at in this study, strike quality is by far more important than lag angle in a golf shot. It also puts into perspective how those long hitters that are professionals, how good they are at being able to maintain their lag angle and being able to put a centered strike on the golf ball. Like I said, it takes an extreme amount of hand-eye coordination and training and practice, repetition after repetition, hitting balls every day to be able to be that good. And like I mentioned earlier, so both variables, having a good lag angle and having a good quality of strike, contribute to a golf shot, but they're not dependent upon each other. You can't really have one and not have the other and expect to hit a good golf shot. So overall, what I took away from this study is, in order to hit a great golf shot, you have to be able to have a good lag angle and have a good quality of strike. And that wraps things up. So thank you.